Hey, welcome to this extra video edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. This is the press conference highlights video. Lane Kiffin, Tavius Robinson, and Michael Trigg were presented to the media today. We'll have the highlights of them coming up in a little bit, but this is the Locked On Ole Miss podcast extra video.
You are Locked On Ole Miss, your daily podcast on the Ole Miss Rebels. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
All right, welcome to this extra edition of the Locked On Ole Miss podcast. We're talking about press conference highlights today. Lane Kiffin, Michael Trigg, and Tavius Robinson came to the counter and talked to the media about everything that's going on. Obviously, I'm a little bit behind the game right now, but so bear with me. I think it's important to know that Michael Trigg, obviously going in front of the media and doing this is a demonstration of how talented Lane Kiffin thinks he is. And he talked about in his press conference how good he thinks he is and how he described it as a high school player playing with junior high kids. That's very key to know. High school player playing with junior high kids. And we're going to listen to the press conference in just a second. And you can hear all of that's going on. It was a pretty good thing for them. And then we'll come back and give you commentary of what happened. I just wanted to tell you before we started that, like, high school player playing with junior high kids, that visual is going to stand out. So
a couple weeks in, Saturday was good. Guys made a lot of plays, both sides. It's been very competitive. I think the addition of people, like anything, always makes competition. Competition makes everything better, so that's been good. And we're just pushing along. So guys have had good energy, good attitude. A lot of coaching adjustments with new guys on the staff also has been really good.
Well, honestly, when I was in high school, Jackson hit me up like late in the recruiting because, you know, he wasn't really highly recruited until like late in the season. And he committed like a couple of weeks before signing day, and then we started talking then. In our first fall camp practice, we connected on like a long ball. It was on like 3 people. And then ever since then, like, we've been on the same page. We've always did extra work together. It's just been like that.
If I'm being honest, like it definitely hurt every game, but I mean, so I would say probably 85%. You know, I had the big knee brace on and all that, but, you know, played through it, so it feels good. It feels great now, so yeah.
I mean, I know it's kind of coach speak. Both guys have made a lot of plays, you know, and it's a good competition without getting into too much depth. Probably, you know, Jackson's made more plays down the field, but he's made more mistakes too, kind of big little. Where Luke's been a little more consistent that way. Probably what would happen, you know, knowing one guy's been in the system longer. So we'll see.
I mean, it's been pretty good. I know we have our new offensive analyst, Dane, so we kind of like implementing some USC like spread stuff, so it's good.
I've been doing all of Indy, and then I'm being limited in the team periods and all that stuff, so I'm getting my work in, you know, doing work after, just really just honing and like sharpening my skills for the most part. So
I do. I think both those guys have come in with a unique mindset. They don't seem like, remember, these guys are really high school seniors. They don't seem that way, and so whenever you recruit guys, you see how they are as players, but you're not really sure how they're going to be maturity-wise once they get here. So they've done a good job learning things and are going in there and playing with the ones.
It was a hard decision. I know my parents had a lot to say in my decision. So, and I was really far from home and like my mom and stuff. I just wanted to be able to like take care of her and stuff like that, honestly.
You know, we're growing and it's good. I mean, the way everyone's really bought in now and we're locked in as a unit, it's just you see it like now, like when you like everyone runs to the ball and it's like you stand out if you don't follow the standard we have. So it's like we're getting to the point where we need to be at, and it's just we're bonding as a unit for sure. Just, you know, growth, being together for, you know, this is going to be like a lot of guys have been around. We got new faces coming in, and we're just all bonding together and following what the coaches have for us, and it allows us to play fast and physical. So,
yeah, he's just a unique skill set, and, you know, Knox was here and we were talking about it afterwards, and you just said grown man catches, and I was trying to describe what it looks like. It's kind of like, when the older guys play with the younger guys, and there's the guy in high school playing with the junior high kids. That's kind of how he plays. He's not necessarily faster and quicker than everybody, but his ball control and his length, he just, it's like, it looks like he's, even though he's younger than them because he's a freshman, it looks like he's older than them, playing with younger guys. It's very unique.
All right, this is the time of year I've pretty much given up on all my New Year's resolutions, but not this year. This year I'm sticking to my resolution to eat right thanks to Built Bar. It's almost like it's not really a resolution because I actually enjoy eating them. Have you tried the Puffs? If you haven't, you're missing out on one of Built Bar's best tasting bars. Puffs are the first ever protein-infused marshmallow. They're fluffy, they're marshmallowy. They're not just a protein bar, they're a treat, and they're covered in 100% real chocolate. Mint brownie, coconut almond, and new for this month, white chocolate cookies and cream. They're all delicious, they're all new flavors, and they're all coming out all the time. If you think a flavor might be good, they'll make it, it'll be delicious, and it will be good for you. At Built Bar, they're all about the taste, and they make it taste delicious first, then figure out how to make it healthy. I don't know how they do it, but they pull it off every single time. So here's the offer. Go to Built.com, use promo code LOCKED15, all one word, and get 15% off your order. Use promo code LOCKED15 for 15% off at Built.com. Also, BetOnline.net is your number one source for all your betting needs and sports info. Find all the latest sports developments, including this week's Masters Championship odds, podcast, and reviews for all the different leagues this season. BetOnline is your continued source for all your sports wagering information, including live betting, esports, and scores. Head to the website today or use your mobile device to learn more about the trends and action. BetOnline, where the game starts. The way too early 2022-2023 NCAA tournament odds to win it all. Ole Miss 500 to 1. So, might want to put $10 on that and have a chance to win a little bit of money. That's a chance to win an easy, $5,000 or something like that. So, or $1,000 or something like that. So we can handle that. All right. So you've heard from Lane Kiffin, you heard from Tavius Robinson, and you heard from Michael Trigg. And the big takeaways of that is Lane Kiffin's obviously impressed with Michael Trigg. He's not going to anoint anybody because that's not what he does. But you can see the way he lights up talking about Michael Trigg, which means he's making plays behind closed doors that Lane Kiffin can see. This isn't a flash in the pan thing. And because of that, the chance of this being something that goes from spring into the fall is very good. Now, we talked about the running back room with Zach Evans and Quinshon Judkins and Ulysses Bentley IV and even Kentrell Bullock, and how this offense is going to start out running the football because this is the most talented running back room that potentially Ole Miss has ever had. Like I said, though, it's one thing to be talented. It's quite another to be good. So now you're starting to add passing concepts into what's going on. And that's important to know. That's important to see. And Michael Trigg becoming that weapon. The next thing we need to develop is that slot receiver. If that slot receiver develops with Michael Trigg, you have a chance to put this offense in a good way. Now, everybody is going to talk about the outside receivers. And the outside receivers are going to be fine. But this is an offense that primarily works between the hashes. You have some shot plays that affect safeties and things like that on the outside, but it's mainly going to be the slot receiver and the tight end in the middle of the field with the running game. That triangle is going to be important for this offense, but I do expect Braylon Brown, who, by the way, I saw a picture of him the other day. He looks like he's completely transformed his body. He's a big boy. Deion Smith potentially coming in afterwards. They're looking at a couple of extra transfers, maybe in the linebacker room. Mo Crum using his Conference USA connections at MTSU. Saw him up close and personal, probably watched some film on him. So it should be very interesting to see moving forward. I'm looking forward to everything this offense can provide. And Lane Kiffin obviously kind of lights up at points talking about different players. And he talked about the quarterback competition. Jackson Dart is better downfield, but he makes more mistakes. We've been telling you all along that he's a gunslinger. He's going to take chances with the ball. That's just who he is at this point. And not knowing a whole bunch about the offense and adding it in, he's kind of swimming a little bit. We talked about that experience gap, and this is just an example of that. Will he clean it up? Yes, probably. I'm sure they're going to coach him out of it, but you need to be careful putting a leash on that. You want the aggression. You want the gunslinger. Now, Matt Corral was a gunslinger when he came to Ole Miss. That was his reputation. That's how he handled everything. Now, did it burn him? Yeah, once or twice. But that guy ended up getting harnessed at the lowest level, made Matt a very special player by the time he was I'm going to say a senior, because 2018, 2019, 2020, and 2021, it was his fourth year that he played a game, because he played a good bit of the state game in the 2018 year. Started a fight. But that's what you can look at in this quarterback competition. And the way you can compete with that and beat that is to become efficient and machine-like. And we've told you that over and over again. It's one of those situations that it's just annoying being right so much. But on this stuff, just one thing after another, it turns out that I'm right. Now, am I going to be mistaken? Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to enjoy whenever I'm absolutely correct. And so far in this offense and this defense and everything's going on, I've been pretty dead on for the last couple of months. And that makes me feel pretty good. Like I said, I'm going to be wrong, and I'm probably going to be wrong a good bit. But the benefit is we're not a news site. I'm not a reporter. This is about commentary and perspectives of Ole Miss fans. If you're an Ole Miss fan and have something to say, we will put you on the air. One of our more popular segments is Tom Vanderfield, just giving his opinion on what's going on in Ole Miss sports. Random people that know what they're talking about know what they're talking about. People that are paid to know what they're talking about, there's no guarantee that they do. So just enjoy that. But this has been the extra video on the press conference highlights that are going out, that went out today. So today was a pretty interesting thing. Michael Trigg, very impressive. So I'm pretty impressed by that. So we will see you guys next time, tomorrow morning. We will have a normal thing talking about today's practice, Michael Trigg, more on the press conference, more on what Lane Kiffin said. And from there, we will go on. Once we go to the end of the week, it's Kara McCutcheon, it's Tom Vanderford, and all the names that you've grown accustomed to. So have a good time with that, and we'll see you then.